All right, what is it, Thursday? Good Thursday morning, everybody. This is December 12th, 2024. This is your Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. We are on episode 770, if you can believe that, of the show. And over the next hour, we're going to be having a good time with Marcus Kyler, Tom Bishop, TJ Bisek behind the glass, Jenny Housing and Casually Joseph in Mod Chat, Tom Bishop on the boot, the pain, chirp, 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 Augusta Delgado, RM Cast, Philip Martin, Marcus Kyler again dropping the yeet bombs, Steve McMichael up in Canada, stay warm up there, Toasty Pops in KC. We got a cold one coming through here, people. It not going to be cold here in the studio because we are dropping spicy hot bombs. Hold on. Oh my God. You know what? Like, I know the shirt says Cyber Coffee Carlin Audio, but like I shouldn't have to pause the music. Run the sound slider up. Spicy. Play my sound effect. Run the slider down, and then hit music. That's definitely Bush League stuff, and I'm sure DJ Bisek right now is rolling his eyes wherever he is. All right, guys, we're all going to be sharing the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? And if you are a solo operator, you don't have coworkers to bounce ideas off of, my friends, welcome to the Simply Cyber community where you have all the ability to, don't disclose any sensitive information, but certainly leverage the community to drop, hey, what would you do with this? Or have you seen that? Or here, you do not have to go it alone. You absolutely have a community and a team behind you. You can totally get into this. I am in the mobile studio in Hotlanta. Just so everybody knows, been here a couple days, just kicking it, giving you this 80% of a full show, making it good. And Space Tacos and others, as always, in the mobile studio. I am Team Sippy Cup. So if you enjoy that, if you don't know the story behind it, this is my travel mug for coffee. I'm a huge coffee person, but it also looks like a children's sippy cup, which the community was generous enough to point out the very first second I brought this cup on stream. And I've embraced it. Guys, I want you to know I don't prep or research for any of these shows at all. We're going to be going through about 8 or 9 cyber stories that are very important to, the current event of what we do as professionals. But I don't like to prep or research because I think it's completely cheesy to be like, oh, look at me. Look how I'm all prepped on this story. That's bullcrap, right? We got to do it. Thanks, Triple D. Guys, before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and love to the stream sponsors. Got a couple sponsors today. Also, want to say holler at Antisyphon. We'll mix the order up. Antisyphon is in the house. Tom Bishop, this community is so hot. I love it. Love you guys. We're having a great show. Let's do the Antisyphon read real quick. Be back in 30 seconds with Antisyphon. We're going to keep on trucking. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up. All right, thank you very much, Antisyphon.com. And if you guys don't know, Kathy Chambers, Daniel Lowry, Zach Hill, they're often in chat. I would consider them Team SC. They are with Antisyphon, and they're straight crushing it like a bunch of bosses. Thank you for all the support. Definitely worth checking out. Guys, did you know that every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 770, where you're currently residing, is worth half a CPE? What? What does that mean, Jerry? Well, allow me to break it down for you, my friends. Hold on. Carrie's got a joke we'll drop in a hot second. Guys, every single episode's worth half a CPE. It's very easy. Just say what's up in chat. This will qualify as an instructor-led webinar. I have 20 years of experience in the industry. I know what I'm talking about. So, you know, instructor-led, it doesn't have to be boring. Webinars for CPEs don't have to suck. You don't have to sit through some vendor-fed identity and access management solution thing where you get like half a Yeti cup and a CPE for being there. No, nobody's got time for that, okay? Ain't nobody got time for that. Let's have it. Oh my God, again, like the sound effects here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. So guys, say what's up in chat, grab it, screenshot, see how chat's right there on the side. Just say hashtag TeamSC, hashtag solo operator, hashtag first timer, whatever you need to do. Say it, take a screenshot, win. Now, Carrie's got a joke here. How does the gingerbread man keep the cold air out of his house during the holidays? With icing on the windows. That'll do it. That'll do it every time. All right, guys, we got another ad read here real quick. Let me drop. Ow, my neck. Jesus. Let's do this really quickly. We got an extra one because of just it's a weird week with the holidays. Let me tell you about Delete Me. Good morning, Kimberly Can Fix It, guys. Kimberly Can Fix It in chat officially. We are online. I heard the engines just like start up. When Kimberly Can Fix It gets in chat, it's basically like the second stage booster rockets on a spaceship going off. It's like you already got the fire going, but then when she steps into chat, it's like... Did you know your relative's personal information could be sold online right now without you even knowing it? Things like your home address, phone numbers, even email addresses are floating around on the data broker websites, waiting to be scooped up by scammers. It's scary, but it's also preventable. Delete Me is a service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker websites. These are the sites that gather and sell your data, often without your consent. Delete Me goes in and gets you your details removed. They do the hard work for you, ensuring your family's information stays private. So this holiday season, if you're shopping for someone who's difficult to shop for, someone who's already got everything, give your loved ones the gift of privacy and peace of mind with Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Again, code simplycyber. All right. Thank you very much, Delete Me, and thank you all of you for the ad reads. Let's click that off. Guys, we got a banger of a show. It is Thursday, which means if you didn't know, I know we got a lot of first-timers here because of advent of cyber. You may have been coming over from day 9, day 10. I released that GRC video yesterday, getting a lot of great I guess, traction, if you will, from that. If you want to play the YouTube algorithm game, thousands, like 4,000 or 5,000 people already have watched that GRC video just from yesterday. So having an impact, which is wonderful. That's what we're here to do as a community. Say good morning to Josh Mason as well. Guys, the mod team is showing up and showing out today. David P's in the house. Hey, David P. Toasty Pops, do you keep the Simply Cyber flag on the hotel wall at the time or just during the streams? Housekeeping's going to be confused. Toasty Pops, good question. Honestly, I'm the guy who puts the do not disturb and locks the doors and everything. My hotel room, while I know it can be accessed by the hotel staff, I limit that as much as possible. I don't want them in here. I don't live like when I'm at a hotel, I don't live like a heathen where I'm just like, F this, F that, and making a huge mess. Like, I live as if like this is my place. So I'm super minimal and keep everything kind of tight. I try to use one trash can. So anyways, this Simply Cyber flag does stay up. Also, I just posted a video on Blue Sky of what this setup looks like. Just to give everybody perspective, like, I'm using the ironing board as my desktop right now. I know you can't really see it. Here, maybe I can even show you. You see how, like, that's my lap, obviously. So we got the little table, and then that's an ironing board. So, you got to make it work for what you got. This is mobile studio life, right? Hashtag make it work. All right, guys. I hope you are super, super excited. Like I said, it's Thursday, which means it's What's Your Meme of the Week. If you're new here, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. Haircut Fish, does put a custom meme together, and it's wonderful. Let's go on and get into the news. We've got 2 more ad reads at midroll, mixing it up. But let's sit back, relax, and let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, December 12th, 2024. I'm Rich Straffolino. Operation Power Off hits DDoS sites. Europol announced that a coordinated law enforcement effort across Finland, Australia, Brazil, Canada, the UK, and the US led to the shutdown of 27 popular DDoS attack platforms. Dubbed Operation Power Off, the effort identified over 300 users of these platforms and made arrests out of 3 administrators. Europol said it timed the takedowns ahead of the December holiday season to prevent the typical spike in DDoS attacks that cause severe financial loss, reputational damage, and operational chaos for their victims.
Okay, yeah, so,
FCC.
Hold on, first of all.
Regulators! Mount up. It was a clear black night.
Nice.
A clear white moon.
Way to go. Guys. Geez, Nate Dogg and Warren G going for the extended cut there. Guys, I love Europol, Interpol, law enforcement, just kicking mud holes in cyber threat actors' butts. As John Taffer said, it's time to shut this down. Good morning to Poner Joe getting up early this morning. Listen, 27 of the most popular platforms used to carry out denial of service attacks taken down. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, 27's not a little bit, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of threat actor disruption. It is. I feel like it doesn't get covered often enough in the news media, but this time of year, Black Friday, the holiday season, people are spending unbelievable amounts of money. Some businesses make up for their entire year's revenue and profit during this time of season. So obviously, a denial of service attack can be devastating. Also, we saw, I want to say it was 2014, depending on what age you are, Gen Z or older, but not much older, right? You may remember, let's take you in the Wayback Machine. The year was 2014. It's Christmas Day. You crack open the new Call of Duty. I think it was Call of Duty 3 or Modern Warfare 1 or whatever. You throw it in. You're about to crank on PlayStation Network or Microsoft Network or whatever, and it's not working because Lizard Squad has done a distributed denial of service attack, knocking off Microsoft's online environment and PlayStation or Sony's online environment. It was devastating. They actually it's the longest denial of service attack I've ever heard of. It went for 26 hours, and wildly, it was actually just It was just a marketing campaign for Lizard Squad to demonstrate to other threat actors. Thank you for also reminding me here. Our very own Tyler Ramsby from the Hack Smarter community made a video just yesterday about his website actually getting attacked with a distributed denial of service attack, 26 million hits in a very short amount of time. For those who don't know, right, because I don't want to make any assumptions about anybody, a distributed denial of service attack is essentially a collection of endpoints, so distributed, that are sending massive volumes of data to a specific target with the idea that you're overwhelming the resources of the web server, of the network device, of the whatever, and rendering it unavailable, essentially denying service, hence the name. There is a legitimate business use case for this. Typically, you can have a business that does denial of service attacks, but it's called stressors. And the idea behind it is that you help businesses in a controlled way verify if they can handle being attacked by a distributed denial of service attack. Now, a lot of these criminal organizations will actually promote themselves as a stressor service so they can kind of toe the line of, oh no, we're just good guys doing good guys stuff. But in reality, it's a complete bullcrap facade, and they are criminals, and they're for hire. And that's basically what they are. It's a service, right? Oh, do you want your competitor blown off the internet for the day? We can help you with that. I don't know what kind of punishments this would involve, but this is definitely a good move for the economy, so businesses aren't screwed during this time period. All right, Cloudflare released a report. Again, I like Cloudflare, but remember, Cloudflare sells denial of service security services. So for them to have a report that reveals that attacks for denial of service have almost increased by 50%, I mean, it's probably true, but at the same time, do your research, because Cloudflare has a financial bias to report on, the worst things ever. Like, dude, like if it's an email security gateway company that's writing a report, guess what? 99% of all attacks start with email, right? If it's a identity and access management solution, all of a sudden, 98% of all attacks involve poor credentials, right? Like it's always, a little bit of an asterisk in it. Long story short, this is good for us and bad for the bad guys, which is super cool. The other thing I want to point out is I'm just loving, basically low-key pants off loving the international cooperation between law enforcement. It used to be very much like, this is my, these are my streets and I protect my streets and you piss off. And a lot of territorial pissings, if you will. Was that an Anthrax album? Territorial Pissings? Let me know in chat. I know that's definitely an album from the 80s. But with this coordination and knowledge sharing and takedowns, they're doing some great stuff. Hence why I love Interpol and Europol. Let's go.
He proposes new telco cybersecurity rules. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel shared these proposed rules as a declaratory ruling with the Commission's other members. These seek to create a modern framework to help companies secure their networks. The rules would require submitting annual certification to the FCC, confirming telcos implemented and regularly updated a cybersecurity risk management plan. This comes after the ongoing Salt Typhoon attacks that have compromised communications from several telcos and ISPs. CISA has already issued best practices and guidance for telcos in light of the campaign. We covered yesterday that Senator Ron Wyden introduced legislation requiring the FCC to create digital security standards for these companies.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody in chat. I guess it was a Nirvana song. Makes sense. Did love Nirvana. I literally remember where I was when I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit for the first time, actually released on MTV. Yeah, that's how old I am. Hashtag olds, if you remember. It was 1991. Grunge was just coming on the scene. Green Day hadn't been discovered yet on the mainstream. Okay, I digress. Okay, we covered this in the news yesterday. The FCC is proposing these cybersecurity rules. I think Senator Wyden was also proposing some type of overarching regulatory controls for telecoms. So, I mean, this obviously all plays into this. here's the deal. I'm not going to knock them, but China is like fully embedded into the United States telecom services, and this is basically it's like a little late, right? I mean, this would have been good, I don't know, 10 years ago. But no, 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 we're not going to invest. It's all about profits. It's all about shareholder revenue, dividends, straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I hate to say F around and find out, but like low key, that's kind of how I'm feeling here. I know we don't have infinite money to do infinite things, but you know, this is what it is. Yeah, it's very reactive, not proactive, which by the way is like pretty standard by businesses. Because remember, guys, businesses are financially motivated. If you're asking them to take, let's say they made $1 million in profit, and you're like, hey, can you take $100,000 and invest it in security? Like, hold on, you want to take 10% of profits for what? And you're like, for security. And they're like, why? And you're like, because it'll stop threat actors. And they're like, we didn't have a cyber attack last year, and we didn't have this controls. So like, what are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, but like, there's a likelihood, there's a probability. And they're like, nah, we're good. And then if you have no cyber attack next year, they're like, see, there was no issue. I don't know why you told us we needed to invest. And if there is a cyber attack, they're like, oh, all right, here's your money. So we are always fighting with reactive over proactive, and this is just more of the same. What I will tell you is hashtag GRC Mafia. If you guys are if you guys are all about that GRC love, especially if I've converted you after day 9 of Advent of Cyber, if you're like, oh yeah, like let's get some of this GRC love, this is going to drive all sorts of GRC work, okay? If you have annual compliance requirements, guess what? That has to be audited, GRC Mafia. If you have annual compliancy requirements, you got to have staff who helps the business make sure that they're putting the controls in place, GRC Mafia. This is all good for GRC. This is why GRC in 2025, we're taking over. We're coming for you. It's going to be all about good times in 2025 for us. Also, I noticed some sniffing. Let me just take a quick programming note. Someone messaged me, and you guys don't need to like bundle or dunk on this person, and I want to say it. Somebody messaged me yesterday and said, I can't take you sniffing into the microphone. I'm done. I'm getting my news somewhere else. That's fine. I do want to let everybody know this is a supportive, inclusive space. And if you're not enjoying yourself or there's something that's bothersome to you, that's okay. Like, find what works best for you. The idea is that you're staying current and staying up to date so you can do your cyber job as effective as possible. So if this isn't the best fit for you, that's okay. It's all right. It's not your fault, right? Robin Williams to Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, it's not your fault. All right, let's keep going.
Zloader returns. Researchers at Zscaler Threat Labs documented a new version of Zloader malware, notably adding a custom DNS tunnel protocol for C2 communications and an interactive shell that supports more than a dozen commands. Zloader originated as an offshoot of the Zeus banking Trojan back in 2015, eventually having its infrastructure disrupted by law enforcement in April 2022. It resurfaced late last year, showing ties to Black Basta ransomware. The researchers also found Zloader developers updated its environment checks and API import resolution algorithms to evade typical analysis tools.
Okay, so here's this is a programming note. Okay, so if you don't know, I say it every day. I don't research or prep for these shows. Okay. And we use the we use the CISO series podcast as kind of a backing to us. The story is Zloader, but this link right here that they put, this link does not go to a Zloader story. It goes to a Financial Times story about who should be footing the bill for cyber scams. So the story you just heard on audio is not what we're going to cover because that's not what they link to. So I'm going to pivot. And this is how we do it dynamically in time. I'm going to use this ChatGPT plugin that I just think is absolutely delightful. That's going to go ahead and scrape this page for me, right? Email scam. The hacker infiltrated the law firm server and basically manipulated settlement negotiations and redirected $59,000, which is really not that big a payday, frankly, for cybercrime. Citibank held the hacker's account and refused liability despite knowing of similar fraud cases involving law firms. So the bank actually knew about it but did not intervene. Obviously, yeah, business email compromise is on the rise, advanced AI, whatever. So what the story's kind of, I mean, no kidding, they skipped this story. So I guess the question is, I guess we'll put a poll out to the community. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, okay? So a law firm got hacked. It doesn't matter it was a law firm, okay? But I could have an entire like diatribe on law firms. A law firm got hacked. A guy got hacked. A business got hacked, and he lost 59 grand, okay? The bank who had with the law firm's account into another bank account that was held by Citibank. Citibank knew about it but refused liability of intervening or doing anything about it. Now, I don't know why Citibank did not intervene, but the question is Citibank liable? Could the law firm sue the bank for not stopping the money transfer, for not helping? Or is the bank not liable at all because the law firm had crap security or they fell victim to it and it's like, dude, you got. Like, what are you guys supposed to do? Like, you get mugged on the subway and all of a sudden you're going to sue the subway for allowing, muggers on the train? Or you're going to sue the wallet manufacturer for allowing your wallet to be stolen? Or like you're going to sue Levi's for making the back pocket easy to pick? I don't know. I don't know. I do find it bizarre that if the bank was aware of it, they couldn't freeze the account. I mean, banking institutions want integrity and confidence in their institution, especially with all the fraud that's going on. So I don't know if they're liable from a I'm going to sue you perspective, but at the same time, bruh, like, what are we doing here? Computer.
Links behind electricity supplier attack. Electrica Group supplies power to over 3.8 million customers in Romania. Earlier this week, the company said it was investigating an ongoing ransomware attack but did not name a threat actor. The Romanian National Cybersecurity Directorate named the Lynx ransomware organization behind the incident, although Lynx itself did not name the company on its breach site. Romania's Energy Minister Sebastian Berduia said the attack did not impact Electrica's SCADA and critical systems. Lynx has been active since July 2024, attacking over 20 entities from the energy, oil, and gas sectors using an encryptor with nearly identical source code to Ink Ransom.
All right.
And now,
I mean, Ink Ransom was pretty legit. These threat actors just rebrand all the time, so who knows? I'd have to do research on if Ink Ransomware is even like operating right now. It could be a situation where Ink Ransomware stole their playbook and software solution to another threat actor and said, dude, there's so much fish in the sea. Here's like a copy paste of my fishing rod and like a map of the lake on where the honey holes are. Go get crazy. Or Ink Ransomware could have just changed out of their red flannel and put on a green flannel, red flannel being Ink, green flannel being Lynx, and saying, look, I'm a new threat actor. You can't hold me accountable for any of my other crimes. I don't know. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care one way or the other if they change their haircut or they change their clothes. They're still criminals. I still want them to get taken down. Ink Ransomware is pretty prolific. Casually Joseph drops in chat. I agree with that. They are definitely a big timer. I think Ink Ransomware, if I'm not mistaken, is a big game hunter threat actor. So in the ransomware space, there's like ones that'll like basically attack anyone. They'll attack mom and pop. They'll attack big business. They don't give a crap. Then there is the big game hunters who like will exclusively target, Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 500 companies, and get after it. This was, we talked to Dragos yesterday in chat. Dragos is a Simply Cyber community member from Romania. I'm not sure if Dragos is in chat right now, about how this could be impacting them. They're also dealing with a presidential election situation where they're like, why is the lights going on and off in this house? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, so I will tell you, typically with ransomware, it attacks the IT, right, not the OT. So it's quite possible that energy and power is still being provided to the citizens of Romania who depend on this company, and that it's really more about the billing and the collections and the monitoring. That's more of the issue. Okay. Lynx has added 74 victims since July 2024, so they are moving with the quickness. Let's look at this. Oh, here we go. This is Jesus. Is this in the story? I'm currently getting a graphic that's like super relatable or super important here. Check this out. Who's this from? What mod sent this? I want to say shout out to Casually Joseph. Look at this graphic right here. So red is Ink ransomware and blue is, blue is Ink ransomware and red is Lynx. And you could see Ink ransomware just consistently hitting their numbers, right? At least two a month. It looks like they took a little hiatus in January and February, and then they're back at it. June, they went ham. And then you could see here they started pushing off, doing less, maybe, training Lynx up, and then ultimately there you go. I will say, I have no evidence to support this, so you might want to drop a tinfoil hat in chat, but I could envision this right here. You know what this looks like? Whenever there's a merger or an acquisition, right? Like let's say Lynx ransomware purchased Ink ransomware's book of business, right? The Ink ransomware gang is getting out of the game, but they're going to sell their business because it's profitable. This right here looks exactly like that. So they buy the business, and then the outgoing group trains them up on how to use it. Little golden handcuffs action. Hey, you can buy the business, but for the next 2 months, we'll train you up on how to operate the business. We'll take 40% of all incoming ransomwares, and then in September, hands clean, you're on your own. Let's go. So that could certainly be it. I'll tell you what, dude. I mean, the ransomware threat actor groups, they run like businesses. The more successful ones, they are very much run like businesses. Long story short, with Lynx or Ink, you do want to practice all of the standard practices with ransomware protections, detections. Thanks, Steve Young, for the squad membership. But, whether it's Lynx, Ink, 8base, Beyond, Lockbit, Alfie, it doesn't matter. Like, do all the things, right? Tabletop exercises, make sure people understand how to restore from backups, understand what order that you're supposed to restore systems for the most efficient way, immutable backups, good credentials, good EDR solutions, all the things that you're supposed to be doing. Brent Book says, you're telling me that ransomware groups have better mentoring than cybersecurity? Possibly. There is good money in it. I'm not saying anyone here should become a threat actor.
Thanks to today's episode sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker helps you take a proactive, default deny approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action, allowed or blocked, for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operations are fully supported by their US-based support team. To learn more about how ThreatLocker can help keep your organization running efficiently and protected from ransomware, visit threatlocker.com. That's THREATLOCKER.com. AI.
Sorry, one second. I'm trying to get my Uber to show up at 9:15 here. Guys, it's the mid-roll, so let me drop this bomb on you. Everybody knows what we're doing, but if you're a first-timer here, drop a hashtag first-timer if you would, so we know that it's your first episode, and we can welcome you to the mid-roll.
Voice generation, like...
That is not the mid-roll. All right, y'all. All right, we are at the midroll, and it's all about good times here. Guys, I hope you're having a great episode. I certainly am. The reason I bring the studio on the road and also to keep the momentum and the streaks going, but it's because this is part of my day too. You know, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, I'm the host here, dropping what I am, but I need to stay current as well, and I really appreciate learning from all of you as well. Thank you very much. If you're getting value from the stream, drop a like on YouTube. Really quickly, I want to say holler, Valerie Allen over on LinkedIn. Valerie, we got a special sound effect, a special emote for you.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. That is John McClane from Die Hard, arguably the best Christmas movie ever, saying welcome to the party, pal. That's what we're doing. Poner Joe's in chat. Good to see you, Poner Joe.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. All right, guys. I want to say thank you to the stream sponsors. We're going to show you the Dan Reardon custom meme of the week in just a minute. But before that, let me say holler to Barricade Cyber Solutions. Now, Barricade Cyber Solutions has a special message for you right now. Hold on one second. I didn't have it ready. Okay. There we go. Okay, guys. So really quick, Barricade Cyber wants you to know okay, so Eric wants you to know things are tight for a lot of people this time of year, so don't feel any pressure to donate. But as we get closer to Christmas time, we can't help but think about all the kids at the MUSC PC ICU floor. This place was Hunter's second home. Hunter was Eric Taylor's son. He lost his battle with his heart. He had a heart transplant and lost that battle ultimately. The staff at the MUSC PC ICU are just simply amazing. Would you consider donating at least $5 to help make things a little brighter for the staff there and the families during the Christmas time? P.S. Barricade Cyber will match every dollar up to the first $20,000 that is donated. Do the donations through the website, not through the Simply Cyber Super Chat, by the way. P.S. We have other thoughts we are working on, though, to make it wonderful for other pediatric cardio patients. If you're interested, go to hunterstrong.com, hunterstrong.com, and you can see the website right here. It's very simple. Choose an amount, and there you go. Hunter Taylor Day. So appreciate that for sure. Hunterstrong.com. Go check it out. All right. Also, that's it, right? Did I do Threat Locker? No, I haven't done Threat Locker. Okay, so let me do the Threat Locker one really quickly, everybody. Hold on one second. Oh my God. One-handed is really hard. Okay, we're about to get into the Dan Reardon meme of the week, but before that, really quickly, bear with me. Let's do the Threat Locker read. I'll give you a hint. The meme of the week does have a classic holiday tone to it. All of you know the story that this meme is made of, so let me know. Drop it in chat what your thoughts are. We'll do Threat Locker for 30 seconds. Did we do Threat Locker? I know we did we did Antisyphon, we did delete. Did we do all the reads? I have to do all 4 today. I feel like I didn't do Threat Locker. CISO series did Threat Locker. I don't think I did Threat Locker. Let's just do the Threat Locker really quickly. I know I did Delete Me. I know I did Antisyphon. I just did Barricade. Let's just do this really quick. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit Threat. All right, yes, sir. All right. So check this out. Dan Reardon makes a custom meme of the week every week, and I want to say happy holidays to all of you as we get our la 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 la's on, led by Alpha Sierra, and enjoy the meme of the week. Here we go. Dan, you've outdone yourself. There we go. All right, Dan, you really crushed it. I hope you guys are enjoying that. I am the Grinch today. We'll get after it. Let's finish strong, y'all.
Voice generation likely used in influence campaign. Researchers at Recorded Future cited the use of generative AI voice generation technology in a recent Russian-tied campaign to weaken Europe's support for Ukraine. The researchers found it very likely the campaign used commercial AI voice generation products in their efforts, including tech from 12's. These voices were used over supposed news clips to present Ukrainian politicians as corrupt. The tech allowed the campaign to produce videos quickly in various languages across the EU, using native speech patterns and dialects. Recorded Future concluded the actual impact of the campaign on public opinion was minimal.
All right, so two parts here. One, threat actors are using AI to do things, and the impact of that was not really big, according to research. Two things. One, we all knew that threat actors are going to use AI. We, on the good guy side, use AI. This is not, like, we're not going to try to, like, ban AI. Like, that's the same thing as saying, like, we should ban Metasploit or we should ban Tyler Ramsby. I mean, I said that on purpose just to be cheeky, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't ban the tools and be like, like we're gonna take all the guns away. That way nobody has a weapon, right? Like, no. Like, that, it is what it is. It's a tool. How it's used, it can be used for defense, it can be used for offense. It's really in the it's really about the intent of the individual and the human behind it, okay? 11 Labs AI generation, very likely. I would say 11 Labs AI voice generation absolutely used. Okay. Now, I don't know about the Russian influence operations, but 11 Labs is like the best in the business right now for AI voice generation. So why wouldn't you use the best, right? Just like for street cred, so you're not selling out. You're like, oh no, have you used this like underground voice generation tool? Like, we're not selling out using 11 Labs like a bunch of posers. No, like, you use what works to achieve your mission, okay? Yeah, exactly. Kimberly Can Fix It says you can't ban Tyler Ramsey because he'll hack his way back in. It happens. It happens. Tyler's hacked the stream before, right? We all know about that. All right, let's keep going here, guys. There's not much here. Like, basically, for your threat modeling and your threat landscape, you should be mindful that what you hear may not be the person you think you're listening to. So now you got to have like code words, keywords, ask questions that really that person would only know, because you can simulate the voice, but you can't simulate the experience and knowledge of that person.
A call for clarity with the National Cyber Director. A new report from the nonprofit Center for Cybersecurity Policy and Law calls on the upcoming Trump administration to clarify the mission of the Office of the National Cyber Director, with clear differentiation in mandate from CISA and the Office of Management and Budget. The report calls on the ONCD to serve as the government's top public-facing cyber official, be given a senior role on the National Security Council, and bring more subject matter experts into the office. The report also calls for the federal CIO to be made a direct report to the National Cyber Director.
Okay, two things. One, this isn't a political show. Okay, so I don't. It doesn't matter what your politics are. Okay, when an administration changes, I know cyber is wicked important to us, and this is a big deal, especially in like 2025. But there's a lot going on. There's like a whole cabinet. There's talk about like the Department of Education being dissolved. Like there's a lot going on, right? So this may not be the largest priority for the Trump administration as far as crystallizing and defining the roles of these things. Okay, so we'll see how it plays out. I do personally have some concerns as to what level of priority cyber will be treated with in Trump's administration, just based on kind of the historical record of some of the individuals who are going to be put into positions of power over cyber policy. But, it's not a political show. What I will say is one thing that they said that's like wildly interesting. They said it right at the end. I don't know if you heard it, but they said that they like somebody, whoever put this report together or something like that, wants the federal CIO to report to the head of cyber, or whatever title they're giving this, the White House cyber czar. Dude, in what world does the CIO report to essentially the CISO? Hey, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm team CISO. I'm team InfoSec. I'm team cyber. I'm team GRC. Get in here. There's always a conflict of interest between the CIO and the CISO's missions, which I'm going to explain in a hot minute. So sometimes you see CISO report to the board. Sometimes you see CISO report to CFO. Sometimes it reports to legal. A lot of times CISO reports to CIO. I have never seen a CIO report to a CISO. That is crazy. So we'll see what it is. Now, for some instructor-led webinar action, let me drop this knowledge bomb on you. People, if you don't know, you might be like, well, what's the big deal of a CISO reporting to a CIO, Jerry? The reason they do it is because a CIO, Chief Information Officer, is typically responsible for the following 4 dimensions: applications, infrastructure, data, and information security. Some organizations aren't large enough to have data, and applications will fall under infrastructure for smaller organizations. And in really small organizations, like basically everything falls under infrastructure. But larger organizations with budget, organizations with capability, they will have data, applications, infrastructure, and information security. And you'll have directors of information security, director of data, director of apps, director of infrastructure, and they report in as the CIO's cabinet, basically. Okay? So first of all, you've got this like hierarchy where like the CIO's in charge. Second of all, remember, the CIO, as they're responsible for those 4 dimensions, they are measured on delivering service to the business. And essentially what that means is the business is there to make money.
Straight cash, homie.
And they make money by having uptime and access to infrastructure and data to make financial decisions and forecasting, applications in order to be able to serve their workforce and their clients and all that other stuff. And when this is the classic example, when there's an incident and you want to shut it down like John Taffer, well, the CISO might want to shut it down, but the CIO's like, bro, this is our bumper crop time of year. This is Black Friday. This is whatever. Like, we're not going to shut it down. Like, make the best you can, but you're not going to stop it. We're not cutting power. We're not cutting the internet. We're not doing anything. Like, here are your marching orders. Availability will remain at 100%, and you figure it out, CISO, right? So sometimes you're hamstrung, right? Sometimes the CIO's like, no, we're absolutely going to move forward with this application because, I play golf with the CEO of the application company, even though it's hot trash and like it's totally insecure and all sorts of bull crap. But I'm getting a good deal. And like I said, I golf with the guy and I promised him. Like shit like that. Sorry. Crap like that happens. So the CISO doesn't have the authority to overrule that in that instance because you're basically, the CIO is your boss, okay? And this is why there's a conflict of interest and why in a lot of times you'll see the CISO report other places. So for this story, the White House, we'll see how it goes.
Snowflake to make MFA mandatory.
Oh, welcome to
starting in November.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Let's just keep moving on.
25, Snowflake will block sign-ins using single-factor passwords. Since October 2024, the company has made multi-factor authentication the default for new accounts. Both moves come as part of its commitment to CISA Secure by Design pledge. As part of the rollout in April 2025, Snowflake will require all human users to enroll in MFA on their next login attempt, excluding those with a custom authentication policy. In August, MFA will be required for all human password sign-ins.
Okay, hey, sorry about that. Really quickly, if you're new here, first timer, Valerie Allen over on LinkedIn, and others who might be dropping in here quietly, I do try to make this a family-friendly show. We do have children, believe it or not, that do watch the show or listen in the car. Micah and Maverick right now are in the car. Courtney and Zach are probably like rubbing their forehead like, oh my God, this guy's dropping F-bombs. I try not to drop F-bombs like ever. I actually try not to swear. But I do have certain triggers, unfortunately. I'm human. And MFA, like, come on, man. MFA is mandatory now. Like, you're a freaking giant data center infrastructure provider. You have sensitive information with high value clients. How are you now? Like, again, this is so reactive over proactive. You have a massive flippin' data breach where tons and tons of businesses are absolutely screwed. And you're like, you know what? We should probably require MFA. Probably because the threat actor just marched right through with crappy credentials, no MFA, easy social engineering. It was like, I don't know, man. I like shooting fish in a barrel. That's like such a played out metaphor, but it's like, I don't know. Like, dude, it's like, you know what it's like? This is like the dumbest metaphor, but it's what comes to mind right away. It's like having Dippin' Dots and sticking your tongue in it and getting Dippin' Dots on your tongue. Like they automatically fuse right to your tongue. You cannot stick your face in a bowl of Dippin' Dots and not come back with a ton of them. It's guaranteed. Just like not having MFA on your infrastructure. It's such a trigger, man. Like, how are we, like, it's like, how are we not requiring an MFA? It's like, it's bizarro land. It's freaking donkey world right now. Like a bunch of clown babies being like, oh, we should really, the client says MFA is really full of friction. We should absolutely not do it. It's the dumbest crap possible. Dude, just tell them it's the deal. Everybody uses MFA for something. This is not a new concept. Everybody uses MFA for something. So let's just normalize it and move on with everything.
Firefox removes Do Not Track. Starting with Firefox version 135, Mozilla will remove Do Not Track support from the browser. Firefox added the feature back in 2011, which sends an HTTP header to sites with a user's request to opt out of tracking. Mozilla said many sites do not respect this indication of a person's privacy preferences, and suggested that users use the global privacy control setting instead. Both Google's Chrome and Microsoft's Edge browsers still offer Do Not Track settings.
Straight cash, homie.
Dude, Mozilla can listen, this is some dumb spin. Mozilla can say, oh, most websites ignore this anyways. So why are you removing it? What, like, even if they are ignoring it, what is the downside to having it? To me, honestly, tinfoil hat, I don't have any more information. I don't have any information that you don't have, but this sounds like this sounds like a straight lie. Like, oh God, hey, if we tell them that we're going to remove the do not track, they're definitely going to ask why. We need a good explanation. Oh, let's just say that it's not really doing anything anyways. So, like, to me, this is freaking spin. Dude, there's only one reason to remove this.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash home, because they're selling it. Right? I'm pretty sure Mozilla originally got launched as or Firefox as like an open source project, and it had privacy in mind, and then that's slowly been eroding. I'm pretty sure Mozilla went from a nonprofit to a for-profit, or they got acquired, or private equity got involved. And guys, when people who have money and want money get involved with products, they maximize their revenue potential, right? Dude, capitalism isn't about, doing the righteous thing. It's about like, oh, how can we make more money out of this thing? If you do like privacy, I see a lot of people in chat mentioning this. Brave is where it's at. I do have Brave. I do use Brave when I can, or not when I can. I do use Brave from time to time. I'm a Chrome user through and through, but I do have Brave on my system for various things. I'm not really cruising around in too many places where I'm like super sweaty about certain levels of privacy, but it is what it is. Anyways, if you're using Firefox and you're a privacy advocate, you should be mindful that this is going away, and that's interesting. We'll see if other security researchers or anyone does any deep dive into this, but it would be interesting to see if it comes out that they're actually it's not as altruistic an explanation. But dude, privacy is a big thing. People in Europe, they're like, yeah, we know, obviously. The United States, I'll tell you right, here's some bonus cons. Stride, they like brought into discussion at the federal level a federal privacy law, and a couple things happened. One, they said, what if we put in place a federal privacy law? States with more stringent privacy laws would have to reduce their privacy laws down to meet the federal standard, and they're not going to make the federal privacy laws as stringent as the highest state level one, which is like Maine, California. So it was basically a hot mess express, because the states with stringent privacy laws are like, are you freaking kidding me? We're not going to like water down our privacy laws for you. And then the other states who have nothing were like, yeah, we're definitely not going like to California level privacy laws. Like there's too much money to be made.
Straight cash, homie.
So anyways, it's like a whole other topic, guys. All right, let's keep going.
Breaking AMD processors for $10. An academic team from KU Leuven, the University of Lübeck, and the University of Birmingham demonstrated how to use off-the-shelf equipment to get around AMD SEV SNP memory integrity protections with an attack method called BadRAM. The researchers were able to tamper with an embedded SPD chip, misrepresenting the chip's size to the processor to show double the DRAM, letting the team manipulate memory mapping. This effectively fully compromises the processor's attestation feature. AMD released a firmware update to resolve the issue on impacted EPYC processors. The researchers also noted that DRAM vendors that leave serial presence detect metadata unlocked could open the door to a software-only BadRAM attack.
Yeah, so just to confirm what they said there, this BadRAM attack lies about its size, and it doubles the DRAM. A lot of innuendos kind of wrapped in there. This is academic research, so be mindful of that. Academic research is typically really interesting but impractical on what are we doing here? I don't know why BSEC, what are you doing? Stop. Okay, so check it out. This BadRAM attack, again, academic research. It says $10 to break AMD's trusted execution environment. That's not good, right? You shouldn't be able to break it for the cost of like a value meal at Mickey D's. By the way, have you seen the prices of like fast food? It's like freaking not really. The dollar menu's turned into the $10 menu. How does this work? Cheap equipment to provide false information to the processor during startup. Okay, yeah, these secure trusted environments are typically done. You'll see them in the UEFI, which is basically like a post-BIOS pre-operating system launch time period. Let's see. BadRAM, for what it's worth, that is a really cool name. I do like that. This is from University of Lübeck in Birmingham. They have a research paper, and it lies about its size to deceive the processor into revealing encrypted memory. Hold on, I'm looking really quickly. This is basically like a buffer overflow kind of attack. Essentially, it looks like they lie about the size of memory that they need, so the processor allocates that memory, that's the problem right there. There's no validation check that the memory allocation is going to push into the trusted compute area space. So I'm not saying this is an easy fix, but it's pretty crystal clear where the fix needs to happen, and the developers of the operating system, or the UEFI space in this instance, at AMD have a pretty clear path on how to where to fix this. Again, I'm not saying it's easy to fix. I'm just saying it's like I'm reading the story right now and I understand what the problem is. It can tamper with or replace ciphertext, manipulate reverse map table data structures. All right, so they can get into data that's basically stored into the environment. No big deal. And here's the deal. AMD announced firmware updates to fix this issue.
You gotta patch it.
Apparently, all you gotta do is read a little bit further down in the story and you get your patches. Hey, Casually Joseph, if you can throw this on your plate, I need you to go around and touch everybody's computer. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that you can fix BIOS firmware updates in a centralized managed way. People in chat, let me know if that's possible. I mean, you should be able to touch everything remotely, but like you're not updating the operating system, you're updating the firmware on the box itself, which means you would have to boot into the BIOS and intercept it there, which means you'd have to have a remote access solution that can get into the below the operating system, right? So an application that works there, which is not always the case. For more advanced motherboards that are used in like data centers and server blades, they will have an onboard remote access solution, but it's on board the chip. It's not in the operating system like Windows or Linux or whatever. Laptops, like end user workstations, they don't typically have that access, which is a good thing because we don't want threat actors having access to like a friggin' onboard remote access solution. So this is actually a problem as far as like wholesale patching this issue. But if you are for your own individual uses, or if you're, feeling it, you could patch this. You can see it has a CVSS score of 5.3. It is academic research. You would probably, honestly, I didn't see it in here, but you probably need physical access to the box itself. In order to perform this attack, again, because it's in the BIOS. So not super sweaty. If you are interested in super tech deep dives, this could be an interesting attack. Also, you could probably simulate it yourself for the low cost of $10. That's how we do that. All right, check it out. There's one more story. I'm just going to do it really fast. I'm not even going to play the story here. Krispy Kreme, makers of sweet donuts that are overpriced and give me a tummy ache, they got hit with a cyber attack. Don't worry, you probably can still see the neon sign saying hot and fresh because this is going to typically attack the back end infrastructure. So you can't order it online, but you can certainly slide into their physical DMs and pick up a dozen donuts for you and yours. Spoiler alert, it's also pretty solid if you're a cyber pro to pick up a dozen Krispy Kremes and go to the IT people and be like, happy holidays, here's some donuts. Also, Angular is saying BIOS updates can come through Windows updates, so thank you for that. It is a way to do it. Yeah, Krispy Kreme, if you live and die by the Krispy Kremes, then go sharpen your pitchforks because we've got work to do here. All right, here we go. All right. We're crushing it, guys. All right. Hey, really quick, just a reminder, I'm in Atlanta right now, but I'm about to get on an airplane in like very soon, and be back at the studio. And at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time today, this guy right here, Brandon Poole, is going to be joining us. Brandon's a longtime Simply Cyber community member, wicked awesome guy, and he's going to be telling us why you're doing cyber all wrong. Lots of questions. He's not throwing shade at anyone. It's just wild how many assumptions people make and how many normal things are not really correct. And he's going to do a lot of myth busting. So you want to catch us at 4:30 p.m. Eastern today. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because DJ Bsec's going to be dropping knowledge bombs in a hot minute with jaw-jacking. Be well, y'all. Thank you so very much for all you do. I'll see you guys at the Buffer Auger studio shortly. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Whoopsies. My bad. Kind of came in a little hot. I was running. I told Jerry this morning I had to go run and drop off my kid. So I was trying to drop my kid off and then run back and be ready for stream. But I had taken myself off. And I came back and I was trying to turn my camera back on. And then all of a sudden, I was on stream. My bad. All right, what's up, everybody? This is the portion of the show where we got looks like we got about 27 minutes of what we call jaw-jacking time, where we answer questions, we talk about things, we do whatever. So, throw in those questions. Let's get after it. Anything, everything. If y'all don't have anything, we can get on the internet and look up and see if we got any more stories. Which I'm sure we do. There's always a story somewhere. And if I guess everybody can tell I've changed my background. We've got some snow going. We are in December. We've got some snow going. We got Santa Claus behind our chat. We're going to have a little fun with this stuff. This is kind of how my Advent of Cyber looks every night, except I've got it green and I've got different transitions that I do each night. All right, you guys can put a exclamation mark Q or put a Q in front of your question. That way they're easier to see. So I guess I could throw it exclamation mark Q, and then what happens is it pops up, and that way the mods see it quicker, I see it quicker. All right, we got one already from the Haircut Fish. It says, what has been your favorite day so far of AOC? So last night was interesting. Last night was fun. That was something I haven't done in a while. For those of you that have not done it, last night we were using air replay to break WPA and crack into Wi-Fi. So that was kind of fun. The whole story's been really good this year. For the most part, it's kind of when we talk about how Try Hack Me goes in the years before, we've gone we started out slow and then it's just skyrocketed. I can't remember if it was 2022 where we got into doing blockchain analysis over contracts and so forth. So far, we're kind of doing more blue team-ish stuff. We've done GRC, but we're doing more blue team stuff than red team. So I'm assuming from some of the things that we've heard in the story over the last couple of days that we're going to start seeing a little bit more red team stuff ramp up, because we were talking, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the stuff from last night or yesterday's, at the end of the story, they talked about race conditions. So we may get into race conditions, and maybe there's a program that we're going to be looking at. So can't really decipher which is my favorite one. They've all been fun, and they're all entertaining, and they teach us something. All right, what do we got? I have a part-time job recruiting people who want to get trained for IT careers. I have free online training available. Residents, what are some creative ideas to find new students? Dennis, honestly, for stuff like that, are you trying to say that all you're doing is live stuff? Because if it's free, right, then I would put that information out on YouTube or somewhere to allow people to get to it, and then just make sure that you've got the information. Of course, post and put stuff out there, get on socials to make sure that you're getting the word out there, right? Creative ideas to find new students. When it comes to creativity, that's all, and it's in whoever's mind, right? So what is creativity? What might be creativity to me might not be creativity to you. For me, creativity or being a creator is getting on here, going live, having snow fall on me, having chat be interactive, and that way we can actually have a conversation back and forth. If you're saying you're saying it's online, self-paced, then yeah, I would put the information out there on YouTube, put LinkedIn posts. If it's on YouTube, then you're going to see how many people are actually using it, because you're going to see the hits. And the big thing is just by just getting the word out. Let's see what did Eric put in here? Oh yeah, LDAP vulnerability. I've not looked over the LDAP vulnerability yet. I saw it, but I've not looked through it to know exactly what it is. Let's see here. Mitigations there are actions customers can take. Okay, explain. The following table provides the exploitivity assessment. Yeah. I don't know enough about it right now, Eric, to go through it. I'd have to read and find out what everything is. I'll have to pull it up and read that. Have it set for some other time. I haven't, but I haven't looked at it. Richard Duff is saying, hey, can we please tell Jerry that Tasmania is the triangle-shaped island at the bottom of Australia? We did tell him that yesterday. I think a couple of us grabbed screenshots and said, hey, you see that little island down there at the bottom? That's Tasmania. It's part of Australia. Isn't it like the outlying what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the outlier of Australia. Roswell UK is asking if anybody is looking for or doing any of the AOC side quests. Has anybody done those yet? I know Joseph got into one or started looking at one and then he stopped. I kind of done the same thing. I haven't really gotten into side quest yet. That may be something that I do afterwards. When I actually have some time off, because right now it's doing this at 7 o'clock in the morning and then jumping and working until probably about 5:30 every single day. It's busy time right now. Let's see, what did Luke say? I wasn't here to have a Oh no. Space Tacos is at home sick? Man, it must be a slow day. A long day for news, a slow day for questions. Let me see what I got here. Because we got about 15 minutes left. Let me see if there's anything interesting that's popped up. Oh, the first thing that pops up on my screen would be like something for JMod. It says something about thousands of Bitcoin ATM users may have their personal data breached. I've been doing the side quest, but I've been so Brent B's been hammering out some side quests. Man, it is that time of the year, isn't it, everybody, where the weather's changing. It's getting cold. It gets colder, so everybody's inside. So everybody's closer together. You've got heaters on, and for some reason, everybody seems to get sick at this time. I must have missed that one. Am I looking to do more certifications? For 2025, I don't know if I'm going to do anything or look at any more certifications. If I were to do another certification, probably the next one would be system for now. But I think for 2025, I am going to try and be doing some more streaming in the sense of cybersecurity, whether it's either on YouTube or on Twitch. But what I'm throwing around is going through and looking at TryHackMe. TryHackMe has specific rooms. It's got specific paths, and maybe just going through one of the whole paths on stream. Right, get on stream, go through the whole path, and work through it while everybody's in there talking to me, messing around, and trying to make the stream interactive. So maybe when we do something like in a red team room or something where all the lights, you can change my lights and they all go red, or maybe some, dark hoodie person pops up or something crazy. If any of y'all have ever been or hung out on a DJ stream that I've had, there's a ton of different things that you can do in my stream over on Twitch that we mess with. We're allowed to get more interactive. So we'll see. Once we get done with Advent of Cyber, then maybe we start by building out the stream. Like, hey, let's build out a cyber stream. And we build the cyber stream out. And then after that, then what we can do is, since everybody was there while we built the stream, then you all know what we've got. And you can go and click on the lights or put in a phrase or whatnot, and stuff pops up. All right, let's see what this question is. This is a big question. Worked in a network operations for a few years, just accepted an offer for a network operations or security operations at another organization. Are these types of roles just companies being cheap, or is there really things hidden master roles? No. So that all depends. It's a great question, but that all depends on the corporation itself, the company itself, and how big they are. If they're a massive company, usually you've got the network operations and the security operations split. If they're a smaller company, then you may have network operations, security operations working side by side or doing double duty. 100%. They could be the same job. Because let's be frank. In all reality, network operations center, if you're just sitting there watching to make sure something's up or down, that's really not network operations. If you're actually looking at the network operations and monitoring what's going on, you are doing some SOC roles, because you're checking out what's coming over the wires. You're looking at firewalls. You're making sure that things are what they should be, right? Oh, I see something in here. And I said, are we going to get a Friday night party? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if I'm going to do one this Friday. Maybe we do one Saturday. We got some big games on big college games this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I'm actually off tomorrow. I'm actually off Friday. And the reason is because I have, as of yesterday, I've been married for 20 years. And we both had to work on our anniversary, but we're both taking off Friday to spend the day together, go have some fun, go Christmas shopping and all that stuff. So let's see, what's Tech Ricky got for us? Oh, I answered that one earlier. So the next one, if I grab one, which I may not do anything in 2025, but the next one I would do is probably look at CSIM. Kimberly says, it may hit the 40s a couple of times in the middle of the night, but the 50s pretty much early. This morning when I woke up, it was 36. 36. But you know what? I'll take it. I'd rather it be cold than hot. When you live where we live, it is brutal when it's 100 degrees outside and 90+% humidity. And you chew your air, you don't actually breathe your air. So when it's nice and cool and you get those cold fronts to come through and it blows out all that humidity, it's nice. Oh, all right. Brent B and I have the same anniversary. Nice. 15, Phil Stafford, 15 years. Now we're getting into everybody talking about weather. How it's 9 degrees in Michigan and everybody likes cool weather and dry weather. See, this is what AMA is. It's literally, or this is what Jaw Jacket is. We're just talking. We're just in here getting to know each other. That's all. Yeah, so I was actually in Cali this summer. I went to Disneyland, and man, that's the best thing about that over there, right? Is the weather. Good Lord. We went right when it was I think it was in the 40s at night and 60s in the summer. Like, that was nuts. Granted, after we left, I think the next week it was like 100 degrees there. But let's see, we got a question here from Space Tacos. How often do you DJ events or other people groups? So here's a little insight. I have never DJ'd an event. As it, I guess, let's say we got 10 minutes. We'll talk about this real quick. So in 2020, when COVID hit, Twitch became pretty popular, right? A lot of people were on there. We had a whole bunch of cyber streams over there. Everybody had moved to there because we couldn't go out, right? So we're streaming, we're online, we're trying to find the way that we can talk to each other. And I came across me and another group of people, individuals over in the cyber and security Discord. At night, we would sit there, and actually Josh Mason, we would sit there at night and we would chit chat on Discord, and we would all be flipping through Twitch, and we would come across DJs and we'd watch them. It just happened to be that I was doing that during the day. I would have it up so I'd listen to music and so forth. And I came across an individual by the name of Dave Auday, who is a Grammy Award winning producer. And he was on at the time. He doesn't really do it anymore, but he was on, and he had a morning show that he did all the time. And I said, man, this looks like fun. So I just decided, with the help of him and a couple of other good friends that are DJs as well throughout the country, I know how to build a stream. Y'all can see it. I've got chat up. I've got different things up. I can build the technological part of it. It's fine. I love music. But when it comes to actually doing DJ stuff, I had no clue. So I got on calls with them. I bought a board and I went after it. I had done it a couple of times because the neighbor had a board and he had done it. So we had done it out in the front yard. Like parties and stuff, that just block parties and stuff. If you want to call that event, then yes, I've done those type of events, but just our block parties, like literally in my driveway doing it with speakers up. So at that point, then all we did was, I just got on and said, YOLO, we're going to do it. And we did it. And I did it for about 2 or 3 years. I actually got on raid trains and stuff and was able to do things like that. But then we did the return to work, and work got crazy, and I haven't really done it that much. So every now and again, when I get an itch on a Friday night or a Saturday, sometimes I just sit up here and do it, and I don't actually go live. But I have been told, so I guess we can call this, I did do one event, but it was a family event, and we had it was a Christmas event, and I set it all up, went through the whole thing. I got all the tracks ready, did the whole event, and then after the event, or in the middle event, towards the end of the event, which it was like I said, it was a family party, and we had about 30 or 40 people over at my brother-in-law's house. After that, I had people coming up asking me to do events for them, but I've never done it. Probably because I'm scared to go out there and do that. All right, I was talking that whole time, and I didn't look at questions, so let me look at questions real quick. See, we got 102. What? All right, so we have Space Tacos says, hey, I am. I put it out on Twitch. We have fun over there. In all reality, I have fun with the music, but what I really have fun with is I have fun setting up all the technicality of it on the back end to have all of the interaction with you guys. So one of my big things that I did on my stream was, during that time, during COVID, everybody was on Twitch and they were trying to use Twitch as a way to get money, right? That was going to be their income. They get something. And my whole thing was no, let's just have fun with it. Like, I don't need everybody to pay $1 to see a GIF come up or something like that. So I was trying to make stuff as fun and interactive as possible. There was actually another guy who's actually out in California by the name of DJ Jeff B, and he did the same thing. Him and I kind of had the same type of stream. He's easy, laid back. He had different things. He had like a cannon that would shoot toilet paper rolls at him. It was funny. But I mean, that's what we do. We have fun. There you go, Rimcast. Yes, Vernimal. So Vernimal, it was one of the guys. So over on Twitch, if you look up Vernimal, he was one of the guys that helped me do a whole bunch of things with learn how to DJ. Kind of. I'm still not that great at it. At least I don't think I am. I have my moments. Let's see. My office built a web chat room if you'd like to DJ. So actually, I've done that too. We actually, during the time we had, I can't remember what we were on. Maybe it was Teams or something like that. But we created a chat room where everybody came in for like a Christmas party, and we had people talking and so forth. And I was piping music from my desk, so I was doing it from my desk into there. We did that one time. So bikes. So Space Doctors are saying a challenge is to do an extended set. So funny enough, the very first time I ever went live, the first time my hands ever touched a board on stream, I went for 8 hours. But a little insight, if you ever see a DJ, like all of their sets are pre-recorded and pre-done. They either have it pre-recorded and they're just hitting it and running and then they're going through the stuff, or what they do is they have all the songs in line, which they have cue points where everything's at, and then as soon as that cue point hits, it's got a cue point for this next song. They click it, they're flipping through it, and then that way they can do all the fancy buttons and stuff to make it sound different, but their cue points are on point to where it doesn't sound like crap. All right, we got about 4 minutes left. Ooh, you know what? I need to pull Jerry's stuff up because I think he's got something at 4 o'clock today, right? Doesn't he? I don't know if... Do we have... I don't think... Here, let me grab my... Let's do this. Okay, move over to here. Oh, there we go. I'll make this bigger. I can show you guys. This would be the channel that I'm on. And right now I am streaming not Simply Cyber. I am streaming Advent of Cyber over here as well when I do this. But here's some of the crazy... Let me see if I can find some crazy things that have happened. There's been... I've had some crazy events that have happened on my channel where people have done some crazy things. Let me see if we've got one. I'll pull one up. That's all my videos. Come on, show those videos. Look, we got Jerry in here. This is where we had fun with Jerry. This is 3 years. Oh, here you go. This one will be funny. So we used to be able to use the not Instagram, but the Snapchat plugin on your faces. So you'd be able to use it. I had it on my machine and I would change my face to different things. So this one, it actually had a am I sexy type of thing. So somebody put it on there. And then I turned around and saw that it was there. And as soon as it sees your eyes, then it would change. And I got a 100% on that. So I'm sexy. There's that one. Let me see if I can find another one because, oh, here you go. So this was in the early days. In the early days, we had Shrek. So I would have Shrek on on my face. We'd have some fun with all kinds of different things. All right, I'm going to put this in chat, but everybody today, let's not. Let me forward this over. And it says live in 7 hours. You're doing it all wrong. Brandon Poole with the Simply Fireside chat. Let's see if I can put this in chat. Oh, we got a question. I see a question. We got a couple minutes left. Let me find that question. May I have advice on what difference maker have to get a job in cyber? I have paid money to have my resume professionally done. I'm cleared, Sec Plus, and working on CC. With military cyber experience? I mean, sounds like you have all the credentials. I can tell you right now that I know a lot of people that I've heard from say that the job market right now is not great. I have heard findings lately that may be changing. The biggest thing that I can say is networking. Become part of a community. Make sure that you know people. A lot of people don't like to hire people right off the street or get you get resumes and you get them in, you look through the resumes and okay, but you don't necessarily know what you're getting, right? Because you're going off of a resume and you're going off of a 20-minute interview with somebody or talking with somebody. When you have a network of people and you know what they can do, you know how they do it, you've talked to them, then that's kind of where you want to go for, right? That's the best way to get a job, is just knowing people. A lot of the jobs that I've had have been by word of mouth. Somebody else has said, "Hey, I got a job over here. Will you come do this? Will you come work for me?" And I've gone and worked for them. Those are that to me has always been the way to get a job. I will tell you this. There isn't any certification, hack the box room, none of that stuff is going to get you the job. What that is going to do is when you put that on your resume, that is going to push your resume to the top. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the one to get the job. If you have all of these certificates, but no real world experience, it's kind of hard to do it. I see that it says that you have military cyber experience. I think that's what it's saying, that you have military cyber experience. To me, that would even put you a little bit ahead of the top because you have Sec Plus and you're working on CC. To me, that would put you at the top of whichever pile of for the job that I'm looking for, if I was looking for a job. But yeah, I mean, a lot of this is all about whether or not you know somebody or how well you interview. But networking. All right, it is 8:32. We are going to get out of here for today. Remember, today at 4:30 Eastern time, Jerry is going live with Brandon Poole. You're doing it all wrong, cyber. Let me put this in chat one more time. I'll put it in chat as Jerry. I'll put it in. Hopefully it comes through. There it goes. Make sure you guys tune in at 4:30 Eastern. They'll have some fun. They'll have great conversation, great fireside chat conversation. And then at 5 o'clock, trying to get my time zones right. At 5 o'clock Eastern, you got Casually Joseph going live, and he'll be doing AOC. Let me see if I got that right. Hopefully I do. And then I should be going live later tonight around 7 to do today's AOC room as well. All right, that's it for me for today. I will see everybody tomorrow morning for the daily cyber threat brief. Until then, everybody, let me get this queued up before I say this, because if I don't get it queued up, then I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to just be sitting here. Let me find it. I gotta find the outro. There it is. All right. Everybody have a great rest of the day. And as always, stay secure, and we'll see you later.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you